to be very coming to very specifics on sectoral expectations from the budget. For automotive industry, if I can say, they are operating in a multiple scenarios, GST rates. If you look at, there is a 28% rate and there is a compensation cess. The expectation here is to simplify the tax structure for automotive. And there is also one other demand, that the hybrid vehicle should be treated at par with electrical vehicles in terms of the tax structure, indirect tax structure for EVs. Looking at other things like, government should bring more, expeditious reforms for faster adoption of EVs in terms of incentivizing the charging infrastructure. The services of charging infrastructure should be reduced. There should be a concessional GST rate for the charging infrastructure. In terms of renewable energy, there is still confusion on the wind power project valuation, which is a 70-30 valuation. But there are very practical issues faced by the industry, because the industry has contracts in terms of lump sum contracts, limited scope contracts, contracts involving land. So a simple rule of 70-30 may not apply in all situations. So government should look at, should understand more details from the industry and clarify. And also government should give choice to the industry to follow a merit scheme wherever they have the full details, breakup. They should be able to follow the correct appropriate rates, GST rates for goods and services involved in a full scale lump sum wind power project. They should have a choice between 70-30 and a merit scheme. This is on renewable energy. And there is also an expectation that the new concept of green hydrogen, there should be a tax incentivizing environment for development of green hydrogen projects, green hydrogen factories, and there should be a lesser duty structure for inputs used for setting up of electrolyzer plants for green hydrogen. And the latest GST Council meeting, there was a discussion on the commercial real estate industry's ITC eligibility. If you all know, there was a recent Supreme Court ruling in the case of safari retreats, which gave a functionality test. But the GST Council, without discussing the Supreme Court observations, merely concluded that as a drafting error, the words plant and machinery, and they are proposing to do a retrospective amendment. The industry's expectation from the government is the government should form a group of ministers, and this matter should be referred to the group of ministers to consider the Supreme Court's observations in the case of safari retreats. And commercial real estate business, which is renting the premises for business purposes, should be able to get full credit on the construction cost, on the input GST on the construction cost. And there are other issues, the other sectors where there are inverted duty structure, and government should address those sectors. One of them is edible oil sector, where almost 3 years back there was a restriction on the edible oil sector for claiming refund under inverted duty structure, which has resulted in accumulation of credit for the edible oil sector, and they are unable to pass on this to the customer as it is a very essential commodity. So government should review this policy and remove the restriction for inverted duty structure refund for edible oil sector.